When I see Natalie's work, I don't see someone who's trying to get something from it. I don't see someone who's trying to get anything at all. You can tell that Natalie is passionate about this. And by the way, I don't mean passionate like Natalie likes it. I mean passionate like passion. And the Latin root of the word passion is passio, which means to suffer. When you see a shot like this and you peel back the detail, you know somebody suffered for it.
That was a segment from the video/film All My Dreams Became Memories by Natalie Lynn, one of my favorite YouTubers. Natalie makes beautiful films about her life experiences, but is also quite open about sharing how the pressure of making art/videos can often take a toll on her. The pressure of constantly needing to one-up herself with the next video and spending absurd amounts of time and energy to fine-tune everything to make something that she feels is good enough, which is a high standard for Natalie, and then having to do it over and over again. If you make art or are extremely passionate about something, you can lightly relate to this. A while back, I was hoping to make a top 10 movies of 2024 video simply because I thought it would be fun, but I got lazy and never ended up doing it. Plus, I didn't end up watching nearly as many movies as I originally wanted to last year. I actually find it quite hard to make time to watch movies or to go to the theater with the uni and work schedule I have. But out of the films I did see last year, I did have a favorite. There's this anime film with a 1-hour runtime called Look Back. It's about two schoolgirls, Fujino and Kyomoto, who have a love for drawing and making manga. They have an awkward first interaction, but end up forming a strong friendship in sharing their love for art and drawing. You get to see how their love towards making art evolves with the story and can even take them to unhealthy places. Then stuff happens. I will not say what happens to not spoil this for anyone, but I can assure you this story will surprise you and will hit you with something that you did not see coming. But to say this is my favorite film of last year, the same year that Dune Part 2 came out, must mean this film is pretty special to me, because it is, and I want to share why with you guys. Because I think it could be pretty special to a lot of you too. This isn't a review of the film, this is just me talking about how and why I connected to this film. I have a bias towards this film because I consider myself an artist. I don't draw like the two girls in this film do, but I make films or videos or whatever you want to call them, and I've been doing so since I was 10. While Fujino was sitting in her desk drawing manga, I was sitting in my desk editing videos in iMovie. I can relate to her when she lets herself get consumed by her passion and becomes reclusive and obsessive, trying to improve. I've been there too. But I can also relate to the joy that both girls experience when drawing together, or the ego boost Fujino gets when someone appreciates her art. I've also been there. There are many films about the struggles of being an artist. This is no new story. But Look Back has a particularly subtle approach to the subject. The process of creating art in Look Back is portrayed as something somewhat unflattering and mundane. There's no crazy, over-the-top animation to show how awesome drawing is. It just shows it how it is, sitting at a desk, drawing lines over and over and over again. It shows how drawing can be hard. Fujino, despite putting so much time and effort into improving her drawing skills, still ends up feeling that her art isn't good enough, a feeling I'm sure all artists have felt at some point. The film shows how this affects Fujino's life, driving her to be more reclusive and spending less time with people to focus on her art, something that I can relate to quite well. This movie doesn't romanticize the process of making art very much. And yet, there's still something beautiful about seeing these two girls draw together. This movie doesn't romanticize the process of making art very much. And yet, there's still something beautiful about seeing these two girls draw together. When the two girls join forces, there's a sense of wonder and excitement as they try to create something new together. I think all artists, especially those who try to turn it into a career, live with a certain duality. There's the love for the art, the thrill and the need to create something new, the sometimes intoxicating drive for creating, the satisfaction of sharing your work with others. Then there's the pain and resistance that comes with creating, the self-doubt, the long and unforgiving road towards improvement, the judgment of others, the need to sustain yourself financially, the time and energy that consumes you little by little, slowly driving you to ask the question, is it worth it? Things end up getting rough for our protagonists in this movie. It gets to the point where drawing isn't fun anymore. It's painful. So why continue doing it? That's the question this movie asks, in a more brutal and honest way than most films about creating do. When I watched Look Back for the first time, I was in the middle of creating something myself. About almost a year ago now, I decided to make a YouTube video unlike anything I had ever done before. I was tired of trying to upload something every few weeks for the sake of keeping my channel alive, and decided I wanted to make a video similar to the kind that Natalie Lynn makes, a cinematic kind of video about my life and my struggles with creating art, but with my own twist on the format. I decided I was going to put in all the effort I had in me and give myself all the time necessary. I worked super hard on writing the script/outline, then worked hard to get all the shots necessary in time while worrying about not failing my classes, then tried my best to find time to edit the video during my summer of work. Then this past semester, I would constantly wake up at 4 a.m., sometimes even 3 a.m., to work on finishing this video before school started. In Look Back, there's many shots of Fujino's back as she works at her desk. It's a shot that's constantly repeated throughout the movie. When I see that kind of shot, I see myself at that desk, working on my laptop to finish the video. Making that video mostly by myself took me almost a year, and it was tiring, man. It was so tiring. I kept working so hard on it, but there seemed to be no end to it. There was always something left to be done. But there was no option for me. I had to keep going. Why? Because I had this undying need to express something. I could not hold it in. I needed to scream it out to the world in the only way I knew how. Because maybe there were people out there that needed to hear it. At the end, I ended up having to get some friends to help me with the video because I was going to take forever. In retrospect, I think asking for help is probably what I should have done from the beginning. Film is a collaborative art form by nature, and I want to make a habit of collaborating more on big projects. Fujino and Kyomoto seemed their happiest when they worked on creating art together. When you put the names of the two girls, Fujino and Kyomoto, together, it makes the name Fujimoto, the name of the mangaka who created the manga Look Back, which the movie is based on. Many have pointed out that Fujimoto seems to be reflecting on his own life as an artist through these two characters in Look Back. I feel as though Kyomoto, to me at least, represents a more innocent side to creating art. Not doing it for the ego, but doing it for the love, to expand on that childlike sense of creativity and wonder. Fujino, to me, feels like she represents some of the uglier aspects of creating art, having a big ego and looking for attention while at the same time being insecure, having to deal with burnout and seeing what you once enjoyed so much become your soul-crushing job. I am 21 years old and getting closer to finishing university, which leads me to think hard and worry about what I'm going to be able to do after I graduate. In my past videos, I've talked about wanting to make filmmaking my career, whatever that means, and I find it easy to get lost in the sauce of figuring out the right path to take in order to achieve the goals I have. But on rare occasions, I sometimes reflect on my childhood, back when I was first discovering filmmaking and had that innocent sense of awe and excitement, when everything was new and thrilling, when making stuff felt more like fun than work, like I was playing. I sometimes look back on that kid, then look down to where I am standing now and ask myself, is that kid still here with me? Or is he gone? If he is gone, what of him remains? What of him is left to push me forward, to continue chasing my dreams? Why do you create? This is what Look Back makes me think of. I wasn't planning on making this video. In fact, I wasn't planning on making any video at all for this semester. I decided I want to focus all of my energy on writing a screenplay this semester, so after this video you probably won't get another one from me in a long time. I don't know what I want to do with this YouTube channel. I don't have a plan for it at the moment. I would like to make more stuff on here in the future, but now doesn't feel like a good time. Still, I felt that I wanted to share this movie with you guys and talk about it for a bit because it's a special one. So I hope you watch it, or read the manga even. And sincerely, I wish you the best on whatever creative endeavors you may have. I'm rooting for you. Have a good day. See ya.